is about why white people would never be able to understand brown and black people, right? Is because they don't want to make the effort to understand us, right? This video is about the fact that white people will never be able to understand, right? Brown and black people because they don't want to make the effort to understand brown and black people, right? So the minute they see you opposing their belief structure and their system, right, they automatically blame you for for having hatred. So now they're flipping the script. They know they are the ones always conducting genocidal acts against you throughout history, and there's proof of that, right? Every record, every historical record, historical record, and every group of people have a record of whites conducting wrongs against colored people from the start of history, from the beginning of history, right? From since it will start, every group of people, every colored group of people on the planet have a historical record of white people conducting some bullshit, some genocidal bullshit, some creating some disease to wipe them out, some kind of thing, some blowing up some bomb somewhere, something, right? It always have a historical record of white people trying to annihilate colored people, always throughout the whole of history. And yet, when it's time for data actually change and God trying to show them, hey, all is the problem and all you need to change, they still come and reconduct the same thing again, only to come and say, oh, we had to get rid of hatred in our hearts. We don't. Trust me, we don't. We don't have to get rid of hatred in our hearts. We do not have the hatred in our hearts, right? We are simply expressing out, hey, what it is, hey, a whole history of wrongs has been done. And before they look to apologize and say, hey, all it was wrong in the process and compensate for it, you reconduct it again. And this is my point. And this is why it has so much of it. It's me even bad yet, right? This is why I do even business, but hey, I do even business, but nothing. That's why I keep making these videos to let all you know, hey, all is a flipping problem. And everybody in the world talk out against it, right? It's a nobody, it's a no group. Well, Muslims come and talk out against it, right? I talking out against it, right? African people been singing about it for the longest while, right? When it's time for all literally face all stuff, that way it could be like a slap in all your face. It will be like a fucking universal slap across all your face. A universal slap, right? Against white people. That is what it could be. Because you know why? All is still at this point in history, even after all you repeat this shit, you're still coming to say is we who have hatred in our hearts. Right? We don't. Right? We don't, right? I listen, before this event happened, like I tell earlier, my attitude towards white people was so neutral, right? To the extent that, hey, I feel the same way about earlier, like I feel about any other race, because I believe it was at a time to move forward, and that is the approach all supposed to approach me from, right? But instead of approaching me from that angle, all they look to reconduct I experiment upon me, and that is wrong. We is not the one with hatred, right? We is not the one with hatred, right? Trust me, right? Let me get this right. Let me get the situation right, right? So, look, listen, earlier, whites have a lot of internal shadow psychological work to do, right? Earlier have, even if earlier looking to get into, white people like black Rasta fellas and thing, right? I don't like that. You know why? Because all they had too much flipping shadow work to do. Right? You see white people, white ladies, and they who like to come down, like I was saying, hey, you're white, you like to come down for carnival, soccer, whatever, right? That kind of thing, right? I am against that. Against that 100%. Right? This for Rastafarian men and all, because these are thoughts I had privately. As I said, I had to clear all these thoughts before I continued that book, right? Teaching that book, right? You see all them kind of thing, right? Both the white woman and the Rastafarian man only has some shadow work to do regarding them thing, right? And more so the white woman, right? Elite white woman who think that they could come down in the Caribbean and do them thing, right? You're conducting a harm towards the black woman. I'm telling you that because wait, hey, I would have been exposed to a fraction of the pain that they had to endure, right? I would have been exposed, right? Talking about real black women, right? I was exposed to a fraction of the pain that they had to endure. And what it is, right? All they coming down for carnival, right? Just to whatever, right? And then leave, do whatever they do for 2 seconds, right? And leave Rastafarian men and country to fight up, working taxi, running taxi, trying to make a living, right? I don't subscribe to that kind of thing, right? I don't like that. Frankly, I don't like that because all they're going back to all their reality, right? And leaving people in their reality, right? You're coming down, right? Getting a little thing, right? Going back to your reality, right? in which you have a pleasant lifestyle, a pleasant, secure lifestyle, leaving people here to fight up, run a little taxi, make a jail for a little cocaine, a little marijuana, right? That's the reality all leaving people in, right? So that's why I do subscribe to what has been going on, the sex tourism and thing, right? Where white people has been coming down here, right? Hey, that damn kind of thing, right? We finishing all of that, right? Because I promoting, right, real love. When I say real love, I don't mean all our way is one unity love, right? Hey, real flipping love, right? Real love, right? See, I don't like the idea. I just pretend Rastafarian thing, right? Pretend Rasta thing and pretending only like blacks, right? I don't like the idea of white people pretending they like blacks. Right, and I here to really shake up that scenario. I don't like the idea of white people pretending they love blacks, right? I don't like the idea of white people pretending they like blacks. You want to love blacks, you come and you fulfill that responsibility in a proper way, right? I don't like to see black people fighting up running taxi. I don't like to see, right? If you had to give somebody a lift, you should be doing it voluntarily because you already have the resources, right? You shouldn't have to be fighting up, making a jail, doing this, doing that, right? And the same people who making sure that you and that and people and black people in that condition, same people want to come down for carnival for 2 days, marry themselves with black people self, and then go back to the country. And that is why and that's why I don't support carnival. That's why I haven't been a part. Me Vijay Ramkisoon, right? Because that's a reality that I don't like, right? Because I like to deal with things from the actual root, right? And I don't like that kind of scenario where there's be playing out. And that's why I've been advocating, right? Hey, if we have a carnival, a lockdown carnival for Trinidad's only, right? A lockdown carnival for Trinidadians only, right? No external visitors allowed, right? If all you want to heal this place and heal this country, you lock down the country, right? All you wanted to lock down the country for COVID, that COVID lockdown supposed to be a Trinidad only carnival, right? That Trinidad the only way I can play carnival, right? I not playing carnival if it have no white people and if it are white people in this country, right? The minute it are white people for a carnival, right? Because hey, all is supposed to resist what is happening to me, right? Black people and brown people in this country supposed to resist, right? Waiters went on with me because they repeat that experiment on me, right? So the only way I go in order to play carnival ever again is if it have a lockdown carnival and no white people allowed there, right? For that carnival, one carnival, right? And no white person allowed, and no white people allowed, and no plane allowed to land here for them 2 days. And that the only way again me to play flipping Jouvert and carnival, right? Good.